morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Amy. Sweetie, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning, my sweet Carrie. How are you doing today?
I am. Gosh, I still smell that perfume. I'm doing good. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you, sweetie?
You know, we were talking about, before we started, we were talking about, hi, Ivy.
Hello, Ivy B. How are you doing, sweet pea?
We were talking about things that, how we know people have come to see us from the other side. Hi, Amber. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, Amber and Michelle Mosaic. How are my sweet peas today?
Well, I hope everything goes okay, Amy.
That's right. Good morning, Sam. How are you?
Good morning, Sam. Anyway, we were talking about how there are different ways that people from our past who have passed come and see us or let us know that they're still around. And Maureen had said that she smelled smoke, like cigarette smoke. Hi, Diane.
Good morning, Diane. We're so happy all of y'all are with us today.
That's right. And I told her it could be somebody from her past who has passed.
Yeah.
And it might not be that somebody had smoked in the place that she's in. And sure enough, I swear I smell Jason's mom's perfume. It was the weirdest thing. Cool, but weird.
Good morning, Walter. How are you doing? And I was sharing with her that I had lost a baby while I was carrying it. He was formed enough for us to know that it was a little boy. And anyway, we named him John Andrew. And years later, when my girls would get to arguing an awful lot, the lights would start to flicker. And long story short, we came to believe, and I still believe it today, that was John Andrew letting his sisters know that enough was enough, so to speak, in a nutshell. And every once in a while, like while I was talking to Carrie, mentioning that, this one lamp where I'm at flickered. So I believe, folks, that's him letting me know that he was happy that I talked about him.
It's interesting that they have these ways to let us know. Anyway, so how is everybody today? What is everybody working on?
I hope you're all. Yeah, because this is, Wednesday is known for WIPs, or your works in progress. So
I started a new project. I'm working on the blanket still. I think signs like that are so cool and reassuring. Yes, they are.
I do too, Michelle.
Michelle, are you back home now? Did you have a good vacation?
Everybody's back home now. Sherry's still fighting for her luggage. She's working on a monster.
I'm working on the Victorian German shell blanket pattern by Jonah Martinez.
It's very pretty.
It's V-stitches in the square, and then it's the virus blanket, and you do, I think, rounds of the virus. Alexa, Alexa, stop. No, you do 3 rounds of the virus blanket, and then you go back in and you do 5 rounds of the V stitch, and then you do 3 rounds of the virus stitch. Now where was I? Oh, I'm right there. Actually, I'm there. Okay. And it's a pretty simple pattern. I totally believe that my son passed 10 years ago. He always wore Axe body spray. I hated that smell over the years. That smell will be in my house. I will always say thank you, Chris, for your visit. Oh, Ivy. Isn't that a special moment, even though you hated the smell? I bet
Yep.
you look forward to that smell.
Mhm.
Hi, Sandra.
Good morning, Sandra. Again, how are you doing, sweetheart?
I'm so glad you had a blast. I'm glad you were able to go.
Yep. I think everyone did, honestly. The heat really was atrocious, and most of them are not used to that. Um, I have become acclimated to it. I don't like it, but it is what it is, depending on the region you're from. But other than that, I think everyone had a great time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Well, I just finished. I mean, it's totally finished, folks. I'm not going to show it to you now because I want you to go watch my video later this afternoon. But I am totally finished with the Four Seasons mosaic. I've got my border on it. I ended up with my little crab stitch like I told you I was going to do. And mercy me, guys, those that were there in Florida, when I kept telling everyone, and I'm not kidding you, this thing is huge, especially in length. I didn't know it was going to be that big, but it did. It turned out to be really, really huge. You can lay it out across the back of a full length couch. And anyway, so I finally got it finished. All the ends are in. I finished up. I only added like 3 rows of single crochets and ended it up and then trimmed it out with the crab stitch, the true crab stitch, where you're going backwards. So she is all done. I already have 3 requests that it be their Christmas present this year, and so I haven't decided who's going to get it.
Oh my gosh, put their name in a hat and draw away.
That's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, it really is pretty. I mean, honestly, it is. I didn't know, and of course, I have one stepdaughter that she'll tell you exactly what she thinks. And so I was really waiting to see her opinion, hear her opinion about it. And I said, now, I'm going to show you my blanket, my interpretation of it. And so I laid it out and she looked at it and she's one of the ones that wants it. So anyway, I laid it out and I showed it to her. And then I said, now I'm going to show you the pattern. And she liked the uniqueness that I did with it, instead of it having one same color background on it, how I took each section and changed up the backgrounds basically. But, like I have said before, I do think if I do this blanket again, and I do think I will, if I do it again, I will do it exactly like she did it because I do like hers. But I just, guys, you know me, I always have to change up something. It doesn't matter if it's an amigurumi, a pot holder. I always have to change it up just a little bit. And that's what's cool, isn't it? I mean, when we take a pattern, we see it and we get to working on it, and we either change the color, or we use a different weight of yarn, or we add maybe just a little different stitch somewhere. Because I am notorious for using half double crochet stitches in place of rows and rows of single crochets. I just like it. I mean, I like the texture it creates. I like the look of it. So, like I said, I'm notorious for doing that. Amber says she's working on trying to finish some of her whips, but failing because I keep starting other stuff that makes me keep putting off the older ones. Amber, you have been bitten by the Carrie Start Agates bug.
And I've been really good. This is the first thing I've started since I started that blanket.
Oh, Elizabeth says, Carrie, go ahead. She just says, Carrie, I wish I would have done the pattern that you recommended for my daughter's birthday. Right after I asked you, she showed me one that she wanted. It's a paid pattern, and it's a mess. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. It's beautiful, but the pattern is terrible.
What did I recommend?
And which pattern, do you mind sharing which pattern you're struggling with?
Yeah, maybe we could help. I did, the show lock was my very first blanket, mosaic blanket. This is only my second mosaic blanket, and when you were working on. Oh, this lady and the guy? Oh no, honey, that shouldn't be your first mosaic.
Yeah, it's called the honey milk throw.
Oh. Is it a mosaic?
Is it a paid pattern? Oh yeah, you did say it is a paid pattern and it's a mess. Oh man, I really do hate that when it happens.
Honey milk throw.
Hello there, Thrifty. How are you doing?
It's a granny blanket.
Oh, she says, I'm trying to regain my crochet mojo with 2 deaths in the family and another that got hospitalized. It's been emotionally hard to get back into my hobby. Sweetheart, I've been there and done that. And I know all of us have been.
Is this the blanket, Elizabeth?
That looks really pretty. Let me make you big. Oh, I lost my marker. It has X's and O's. Yes, that's it.
So here's a closer look at some of the 2 different squares.
Okay, just a minute. Oh, so there's 2 different square patterns. Good morning, Michelle J.
Good morning, Michelle.
Oh, well, that's good. She said, I'm glad I read the comments. One lady said the O's needed and an extra row to be even with the X's. And she's right. And there's no stitch count. Oh, man, I hate that. But you figured it out now. Well, that's good, sweetie.
It's a beautiful blanket, though, and your daughter picked it out, so she'll love it.
I've got you in my prayer book, Thrifty. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. But I find that if I just make myself sit down, pick up hook and yarn, and my go-to is whenever I'm depressed or I just can't seem to make myself pick up one of my older projects, I normally sit down with my favorite hook and some cotton yarn, and I just start making myself some washcloths. Just something little, something mindless. Pick a stitch that you like and just get to crocheting. It has that soothing, calming effect. There you go. Lately, I've been working on small projects to get back into the crochet swing of things. Well, that's good. There you go. That's what you need to do. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I turned off all of my little sounds and stuff. Evidently, I didn't. So what is out? What are some of... All right. What are some whips that some of the rest of you are working on? All during vacation, I just concentrated on that mosaic blanket because I wanted to get it finished because, it was at the stage where you're almost finished, but it is such a big undertaking to finish a blanket like that, especially with the edging. So that's all I worked on. And now I'm ready to get back into my amigurumis and some of my other smaller things. I have some projects lined out for starting for fall and winter. Need to start getting those up, so I'm really ready to get started on some of those things. But I have to admit too, guys, I so want to start another blanket. One of those things I said I don't like doing. But the mosaics really do, for me, satisfy that urge to not do the same stitch over and over again. You know what I mean? I really have liked working with the different pattern sections. And I think that's the only thing that's kept me sane on it. Michelle J says, pretty peaceful pashmina shawl in Halo Colorama in the colorway, magenta tangerine. I bet that's gorgeous. I haven't seen that pattern, but just the colorway itself. Oh, you want to start the cottage core mosaic that I bought. Michelle J says, Susan Kennedy has such pretty yarn. Oh my goodness. Sam is working on the Enigma blanket, the Pinta Patch blanket, and the Fairy Dust blanket, and just ordered yarn for a make-along. Hooker versus Hooker are doing for Boggy Creek. My goodness, girlfriend, you're a blanket machine. But we have another one in our Yarny community that loves to make blankets and Afghans, and that's Mama Swift. She can crank them puppies out. Whoa. There are so many videos I need to get caught up with. I love it when my husband goes to sleep at night and I can stay up late. I just plug in my earphone, and start letting them roll. Aww. Sam says, I have also just received yarn for the Sleeping Bears blanket. Blankets are my favorite. Your favorite project to do? Two of the ones I am doing are mosaic. Oh my goodness. Well, I think my number one favorite honestly, is hats. I love making hats. And I really don't know what it is I'm going to make until I start making it. You know what I mean? And the stitches just kind of come to me and it's like, oh, you know what? I think this would be pretty here. And if it works out, then I'm writing down what I did and trying to make notes so that I have a pattern for myself in case somebody wants it. And then amigurumis, and most definitely the mosaic blankets now are in at least my top 5.
Hi, Molly.
Good morning. Good morning, Molly. How are you doing? Elizabeth says, I have all the pieces for a little seal amigurumi in a basket next to me. It's going to be sitting there for a while. I've tried sewing the flippers on. Oh, so tried means that you've tried and hit a wall? Or you don't like the way it's being placed or something? You're terrible at that. You mean putting the pieces together?
Oh, no.
You know, I feel like I struggled a lot at first when I was, of course, and I jumped off there and folks in the deep end. My first amigurumi was the Kraken from Megan Lapp. And I not only had to learn how to make all the different pieces, but then how to attach and the sheer size of that thing, guys. I mean, it was a lot. There's Sandra SC. She's working on the Margaret blanket by Ophelia Talks.
Hi,
Sam
Sandra.
Kidd, Maureen, that shawl pattern is free on her YouTube channel. Oh, awesome. I'll have to go and check that out. Sam says, my kids laugh at me because every time they visit, I'm asking if they need another blanket. You give a lot of them to charity and others I'd have. You mean otherwise you'd have too many? I know exactly how you feel. That's the way I am with my hats. In fact, I think it was last year that my youngest daughter finally said, Mom, enough on the hats right now. We're okay. Oh, goodness. And really, quite frankly, her and my husband's youngest, his son, they're the only two in the country that really are in an area where caps and shawls and mittens are a must. But at least for me, at least with Wayne's son, he's got 2 little girls, so there's plenty I can do for them. So, Carrie, how far along are you on the There and Forever mosaic?
I just finished 217, so I'm on 218.
And you have to go to 247? So about 30 rows left?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 30 rows.
Well, I know last night I kept, I was in the home stretch, putting that crab stitch on there. And every time I turn a corner, it's like, so how many corners have I done now? Oh man, only 1 corner. Okay. And the worst part of it was, the length of that blanket. My word, it took forever to get those done. Thrifty says, Carrie, you make wonderful crochet art. Yes, she does, doesn't she?
Oh, thank you, Rachel.
The Margaret blanket is pretty. Well, I'll have to go check it out for sure. So when you start a new project, what is your favorite to start? Mine right now, of course, is amigurumis. I just love that. Oh, sweetheart, you are more than welcome. Maureen and Carrie, I always appreciate your daily devotions. Thank you for always sharing. Yes, ma'am. Oh, not Margaret, Margot. I'm sorry. Ooh, Elizabeth says there's storms here in Illinois today. Oh, my word. Well, we've been having evening showers here at Lake Placid, and we're still scheduled for more. In fact, we are already sitting, I believe, at 90 degrees. Let me check real quick. Oh, 91, but it feels like, come on, but it feels like 103. So that's already changed since I saw it earlier this morning. What is our high for today? Oh, well, the high for today is supposed to be 93. Yep, light rain showers starting around 5 p.m. Here we go again. Just enough to get everything nice and wet outside. Oh, Elizabeth, how nice. While talking about the weather in a live chat one day, I found out I'm only an hour away from Diana D.
Oh,
Isn't that
cool.
exciting? Yeah. Sandra, that is pretty, but dare I buy another pattern?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I was listening to a channel this morning and it was so funny. She was sharing her top 10 amigurumi books. She was saying she has so many books, and not just amigurumis, and patterns, free, and the ones that she's bought. And she already has other books lined up that she wants to buy. And she's like, but do I really need to continue buying these books and patterns? Because I don't even know if I'm going to live long enough to do all the things I want to do. Don't we all feel that way? I know I do. Oh, you take your dog to the vet in her town. That is so cool. Oh, Sandra says there's no need for that pattern. It's a simple 3-row repeat, so watch the tutorial. Well, that's awesome.
God, I'm awful quiet today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
She was concentrating earlier, folks.
I was. Well, yesterday we did a bunch of running around.
Oh,
We had to take some paperwork in because I procrastinated and waited until the last day. Well, yesterday was Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday, so I could have mailed it yesterday. It would have got there by Friday. But I was thinking it was Wednesday, so I couldn't mail it. But anyway,
so it cut into your crochet time?
It did. We were gone for 4 hours. Well, it's an hour there, an hour back. And then, of course, we got gas.
Mm-hmm.
God, you guys, gas is $4 a gallon.
Oh, my goodness. 50 says, yes, that is me. I almost have as many books as I do yarn. I even have a couple of notebooks with patterns I printed off. Yes.
Well, and I was trying to print off a bank statement for a month, and my printer wouldn't work because it was out of ink.
Oh, no.
And the closest place I could go was Hood River, which was where I was going. So I would have to go to Hood River and then come all the way back. That's a 2-hour drive. And then go back. And so
Right.
I called her and said, I'm going to just email them to you. I hope that's all right. And she called me back and I was already on my way home. I was actually probably 10 miles from my house when she called and said, yeah, that's okay. And I said, good, because I already did it.
Oh,
I was scared. I would have had to go out there again today if it wasn't okay. But
right.
hi, Rosalie. Good morning. Good morning, Mary King.
Good morning, Rosalie and Mary. How are you lovely ladies today? Sandra corrected herself. She said, actually, the pattern is a four-row repeat, but she said you'll have it memorized after the first set of repeats. Well, that's good. Elizabeth, yes, I drive an hour to the vet. It's the most wonderful place. My dog had been suffering with some kind of allergies, itching himself bloody. Oh, I told the vet I couldn't afford the $800 test to figure out what it was. She told me she'd figure it out the old-fashioned way, by elimination, and she did. He has an autoimmune disease, and the cost was $45. Well, that is awesome. Don't you love those kind of vets?
Hi, Amanda.
Good morning, Amanda. How are you? Thank you for being with us today. Well, I tell you what, we have used the same vet out in West Texas, 20 plus years. And with our traveling that we've been doing the last 3 years this summer, we've had to use different vets. But this vet in Port St. Lucie, even compared to my hometown vet back home, I wish I could pick him up, stick him in my pocket, and take him back to Texas with me when we finally decide to stop roaming the country. He is fabulous. He comes in and he ignores you totally. He comes in and he's down on the floor. Even with my little Tia, he got her down on the floor and he played with her and talked to her just like there were no other humans in the room. And loved on them, just everything. And then when he's talking about the instructions, things that he finds and things that need to be corrected, he's still talking to the dog like it's a person. And at first I felt a little, I don't even know what the word is. Not insulted. Yes. Not insulted, but like,
Ignored.
hey, I'm right here, the instructions and stuff like that. You can go ahead and talk to me. I can talk, I can comprehend. But he does eventually, get up off the floor and do stuff. Good morning, my Mama Swift. How are you, sweetheart? I was just talking about you a minute ago. Were your ears burning?
Okay, anyway, we got to do the devotional.
Oh, yes, okay. But he is fabulous. That's all I got to say.
Day 205. Let honoring the dignity of the person be our core truth. Mm-hmm. We are bound by the golden commitment to say nothing and do nothing that would attack the self-esteem, the self-respect, and the dignity of any other human being, whether or not they are committed members of the kingdom of God. The dignity of the person then is the irreducible. IRREDUCIBLE, irreducible.
Spell it again.
IRREDUCIBLE.
Yes.
Cell of True Christianity, Robert H. Scholler. Loving God, we thank you for creating us, all of us, in your image. We thank you for loving us, all of us, without exception. We pray, therefore, that we live in a way that honors the dignity of every living person. Help us to do nothing that would injure the self respect or self esteem of anyone, including ourselves. Let this be the core truth at the center of how we live. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. It's irreducible, which means that, yes, irreducible. It means not to diminish or to lessen anything or anyone.
Okay.
Let's see. Good morning, Lydia. How are you today, sweetie? You came in at the right time.
Good morning, Lydia.
So, Trisha, I missed your live with Billy the other night. I hope your auction went well. Like I said, being really away from the computer, so to speak, for well over a week, I'm way behind on a lot of stuff.
I think she sold 5 blankets.
Oh, that's awesome.
Of 14. So she's going to be on Jaxie's channel on Saturday at 11.
Okay, good.
Hi,
hello, Laura. You just getting up? I'm calling her out.
I see that.
Come on, girlfriend. We only have 30 minutes left. Get yourself up here. Everybody wants to see you. Did little Carrie come into Zoom yesterday? Even for a minute?
In the morning.
In the morning she did?
Mm-hmm.
I saw where they got drenched on their hike. Oh my goodness. Oh, you just woke up not too long ago, Lydia? Have you had your coffee? No, the bee been up for an hour and a half, but I'm doing household chores and have to keep an eye on the children. On the chicken I'm cooking up for the dog. Oh, well, okay. That gets you out for today.
Hi, Angela.
You've been up. Okay. Oh, that's sweet, Thrifty. She loves Mars Channel. Good morning, Angela. How are you, sweetheart?
Ouch.
You know, that's kind of one of the things I miss when I'm in a room that doesn't have a kitchen, is being able to cook up treats for the pup.
Yeah.
I still will. Lacey's favorite is frozen carrots. So there is a little freezer here in this small refrigerator that I can put a bag of carrots up in there. So she really loves frozen carrots. And she will eat pumpkin and sweet potato until mercy me. How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut. I've been introduced on YouTube. You know how they always have that little section where they have channels suggested for you. I've been following this young man. His name is Johnny W. And he's a Christian comedian. Oh my goodness, guys. Most of his tapes are when he's been to a church or a Christian gathering or something. And he told a joke today. He said, my famous one-liners, and the fifth one never goes over very well. And it was, let me think just a minute how he said it. Oh, I don't want to mess it up. A man was attacked by a female mime, you know, the ones that do their, they don't say a word. He said it was the first time he'd ever been confronted by a woman who didn't talk. And of course, he said that joke didn't go over too well at the Joyce Myers conference he had just come from. And all the women in that particular taping were like, boo.
I think it's funny.
I do too.
Hi, Mama.
Well, hello. How are you doing, sweetheart? You getting ready for your live today? Today is Wednesday, right?
Yep.
My days are still all messed up.
I thought it was Thursday, and then I was told it was Wednesday.
You're good and ready. Awesome. Well, I cannot imagine that there would be anyone here that doesn't know you. But would you please type the word drop so that in case there is someone that doesn't follow your channel, they can hook you up here in just a little bit and we'll be able to see them over at your channel in a little while. There you go. Drifty, yes. So anyone who doesn't know Miss C, there is her link to her channel, and she'll be up right after us. So we're going to do an elephant story raid.
We are, and she's a neat lady.
You
guys, if you don't know my mom, you need to get to know her. She's my YouTube mama.
She is a wonderful, wonderful Christian woman. I love her.
She is, yes.
So, anyone have anything good going on this afternoon besides catching up on videos if you're like me?
Missy.
Well, I see the first one's a small, but I can't figure out what those other two are. Is she sticking her tongue out at us?
I'm not sure.
What are those second ones, Miss C? My glasses are not that strong. Shh. Oh, that's what she's saying. Shh.
Yeah. Oh, Jackson's live right now too. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
I didn't either. Well, there's only so many hours in the day, so we're all going to, at some point or another, step on one another. That's what replays are for.
Yep.
It's just hard to catch everyone. And there are so many new
It
channels
is.
popping up, all the time.
There are.
And they're wonderful ones to catch, depending on what it is that you like to listen to, even if it's not crochet all the time. I do have other channels I like to follow.
If you guys know who Creations by Jax is, Trisha, are you still here? I hope you're still here.
You got to give her time to put that hook down. You know her; she's zippity doo dahing along.
Well, I want her to put Jax's link in. Jax's daughter is started YouTubing, and she's doing
That's awesome, Trisha. Can you drop Jackie's link for us?
Yeah, because she's on right now, and I want everybody to watch her replay because Lexi's on, and she's going. They're doing it's Wellness Wednesday, and I want them at least to see the replay.
Right. You'll be leaving your show early? Okay, Miss C. But you're still going up right after us, correct?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's awesome. Thank you.
Anyway, Jaxie's daughter has this amazing calming voice, and I don't remember what day they did. Maybe it was Mindful Monday, and it was
yes, there it is. I'm going to. Whoops, sorry. Come on, stop it. There we go. Sorry.
Anyway, she talked through the whole thing, and she had her eyes closed, and her voice is so soothing, and just exercises for us crochet and knitters. It was amazing.
Okay, that right there from Carrie's channel is the link to the introduction. It was Mindful Mondays, and that's where Lexi is with her mom.
That's the first one.
Yes. That's where you'll be introduced to her.
And then Lexi's channel is at Lexi. Let me look. Lexi the Lou. Very good. Lots of. So if you type that in with the @ sign, you'll get her page. And
Good.
you guys pick her up. She's amazing. Very relaxing voice. She's trying to start her channel. She's doing Mindful Monday, Wellness Wednesday. I don't know. I didn't realize that she was going to go on at 8 o'clock this morning, but I mean, there's always the replays, you guys. I'm definitely going to watch the replay.
Yes.
But, and then Jack.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Sorry. I was trying to get caught up in the chat.
And this is Jaxie's. If you type this in, the @ sign Creations by Jax, you'll get her and you can add her to your channel if you don't already have her.
Yes.
And I don't know, another one that you might not have is Juan the Yarn Addict, and I don't know if his is the @ sign Juan the Yarn Addict. I don't know. Let me see.
Good morning, Paula. How are you, sweetie?
Okay, it is. Good morning, Paula. Okay, and then here's another one. Another really good channel. Okay. So if you don't have any of the channels that I put down, go ahead and pick them up. Just remember to type it like I did with the @ sign,
Yeah.
and they'll come right up for you.
Yep. That's awesome. The child kid was here and now they are going to the pond. Oh, well, that's awesome. All right, Miss C, we'll see you over there in just a little bit.
Love you. Take care, Mom.
wonder if she's going to go on just a little bit early. Didn't ask her that, since she's going to leave early.
No, I don't know. We could leave
We
early
did.
and
Yeah, that way give everyone a chance to get a fresh cup of coffee, go to little girl's room if you need to, get a project. Yeah, that'd be great. So I'm just going to go ahead then and say, remember, folks, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light that they need to see. And there's a lot of darkness out there, folks, that we need to get rid of. So,
and remember, one random act of kindness from each one of us can change the world. Love you guys.
Amen.
Take care. Be kind.
See